Hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome back to Shadow Space.
Thank you.
For once, we're doing a session rather early in the afternoon, so my energy level is probably going to be very different this session than most. I am joined by Tristan, who plays the role of Barbara.
Hi.
Oh wait. OBS. Why? There we go. God, OBS is free. There we go. Yes. I am professional. I know what I'm doing. Things are working.
Hello, professional. I am OBS. It's a nice stream you have there.
It'd be a shame if something happened to it.
Oh.
Anyway, yes.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just delivering drinks over the wires.
So where we currently stand at the start of this session, to try and give a super fast recap of the last couple sessions. The group has split into two. One group carrying the magical space-time gravity magnet rocks to the next city over. And Barbara here, transporting a super soldier and an army of super soldiers to the mountain within the center of the region, the North Pole of the planet, to get them genetically altered in order to be able to give them human rights.
It's like a National Lampoon movie. Except not at all.
So, the main group, or the rest of the group are all over here. And Barbara is currently flying to the mountain. And last time, while flying to the mountain, she was attacked by somebody in a ship tried to hail them, and contact her ship, and shit hit the fan. Stuff went crazy. I'm hoping you watched that episode already if you're here. Shit hit the fan.
Wow, what a great recap.
She got in a fight. Discovered that the person was an old friend of hers from the facility she grew up in. A friend who she only knew by the nickname Seven. And,
no, it was 8.
8. Right, you were 7, my bad. Yeah, a friend you only knew as 8. And she is now knocked 8 unconscious and is back on the ship. And yeah, that's sort of more or less where we open up. Pretty much right where last session ended.
Previously
last
on
session.
Lost. What's the last episode, idiot?
Hey, at least my stuff's available for free watching, and you don't just have to get lucky and catch the episodes whenever they air on television.
Yeah.
And at least I don't have 1 month long breaks between episodes. Oh, wait a second. Moving on. Hey, at least my plots aren't meandering and don't drag on for a super. Ooh. Actually, I do like Lost, but anyway. What was
At
this?
least Lost didn't start an hour after it was supposed to, except that one season. I think it was 3, where the whole first hour was a recap.
All right, hang on. Let's actually do session.
Okay.
So yes, you have hello books and smiles. Oh, hang on. Let me move chat. Chat is positioned in a weird spot.
Book and Smiles.
Yeah, books and smiles. That's oh, you have not met Sheeps, have you?
There's a lot of people on this planet I have not met.
Books and Smiles is also my friend Sheeps. I feel like you and them would get along very well. Anyway. Shut up, phone! I don't even know if my mic picked up the sound effect. I'm Oh yeah, they're building a house for Barbara and house flippers. I think you saw the images of that.
That's oh, that's right. Oh, hi, Shapes. Yeah. We're old chums, you know.
Old chums. You were
Yeah.
chopped up to bloody viscera and fed to sharks.
Yeah. It was a great time. Anyway.
Yeah, you're about to chop your old friend up into bloody viscera to feed to sharks, right? Okay, roll for chopping.
Well, no, that's not the plan.
Yes, you are on the ship, getting fairly close to your mountain destination. And, you know, your friend is... Wait.
Oh my god.
Your
Do you want me to do the recap?
I'm sorry. I think I have an energy about me today. Your friend is unconscious in the cockpit with you and T-Dog.
Okay. We also dropped a ship from, not orbit, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, that ship crashed already.
Yeah.
So, what are you gonna do? Aside from 8... Sex joke.
Yeah. Yeah, so how has there been like a time jump like between, or are we just picking up right where we left off?
More or less right where we left off. Maybe a very slight moment for you where you caught your breath.
Yeah. Is 8 like unconscious, or
Yes.
is she just being like held back by T-Dog?
Wait. Did you knock them unconscious at the end of last session, or just grab them? I think you knocked them unconscious.
Can't remember.
That
I think
was
I told T-Dog to like I thought I remembered T-Dog like holding her back.
Yeah, I think you guys had knocked her unconscious. I think he like bonked her on the head.
Okay, well if we
She's big
didn't,
and strong.
let's just start that.
Yeah, we'll just say she's unconscious because you knocked her unconscious because she was bitey.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch my breath, but like I'm gonna take the wheel because somebody has to.
T-Dog's just like, So this is the person who was on that ship that was trying to hail us?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, are you doing alright, Barbara?
What?
I mean, you seem to be a little panicky back there.
I'm fine. Really, fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, fine. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. So,
Good.
what are we gonna do with her?
Oh, her. Is there a place we can, I don't know. I don't know. Do we have anything to tie her up with? Handcuffs or? Is there like something we can like lock her behind or something?
I mean, you're
restrain
basically
her.
just in a truck bed. He looks around, and he's gonna grab a piece of metal from the wall, rip it off, and then bend it around her.
Well, I hope that wasn't important.
It didn't look it. Steam shooting out of the wall.
Steam? What kind of spaceship is this?
Steam powered. The future of space travel is now. Boiled water.
Yes. The whole thing explodes once you leave atmosphere.
The hardest part is finding charcoal in space to refuel.
Yeah. Yeah, Barbara has like a million like things going on in her brain, none of which she can really process properly. And yeah, it gets to the point where like she's just focusing on flying just as a way to like keep herself distracted.
T-Dog sat down in like the co-pilot's chair, just like, looking at you. Clearly, like, he can tell you're not okay, but doesn't know what to say or what to do. And then, as you're sat there for a little bit, your friend begins to stir awake. You hear her like starting to shuffle and, squirm, trying to get out of get out of her bindings.
T-Dog, can you take over for me for a bit?
Yeah, I can keep it straight. I'll call you if we need help landing.
Okay, thanks, dear. I like get out of my seat and I like walk over to her, but like I don't get too close.
She looks up at you, murder in her eyes. Her hair is similar in length to yours, but raven black. Her jumpsuit similar to yours, but a deep black, a red belt across the hip. Over where the heart is, you can see what is very clearly the logo of the company. What was it? You're the one that named it.
I think it was like Margot's.
Yeah.
Margot Corp or something.
Yeah, the Margot Corp logo, which is an M stylized to look like a heartbeat monitor, but red. And
that's clever. Well, you remembered that. That's good.
And tattooed on her forehead is, 8A 78A 8A. Like tattooed on her forehead in big letters. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I finished talking and then there was just a pause of silence.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like I said, she's sort of like looking at you with murder in her eyes. She was struggling trying to get free, and then she stopped when she started looking at you. And she's just looking.
Yeah, I'm also just looking.
Why don't you kill me?
I thought I did.
She looks at you with a sort of subtle confusion and still very clearly angry.
Why did you try to kill me?
She just looks at you. Again, staring daggers through. Oh, Jesus, I just bumped something on my desk and it fell.
Okay.
She is like glaring at you. She's like, and she does not respond. She seems to be almost like looking you up and down and examining you. Again, murder in her eyes. Do you say anything?
I'm thinking.
You had multiple weeks to think about what you would say in this moment. I
did. I didn't settle on anything.
You also thought she'd be. I'm sure you thought she'd be saying more.
Yes. How are you still alive?
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? Don't you? What's the last thing you remember? You remember? Sorry.
She like looks at you with almost a look of confusion. She's like, "What do you mean? How am I still alive? You're the one, or we were fighting on my ship, and you knocked me out when I got here. That's the last thing I remember."
Before. Don't you remember anything before that?
What are you trying to get at? If you're trying to get information from me, you won't get anything.
You don't know who I am, do you?
Should I?
What's that tattooed on your head?
She glares at you.
Well?
She looks away. I don't have to answer your questions. If you're gonna try and torture me or interrogate me, it'll get you nowhere. Like I said, you might as well just kill me now.
Does the name Mackenzie mean anything to you?
Well, remind me, what importance would that name have? If you want to send it in DMs, you can. Are you sending it in DMs?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I have a load of notes that I'm juggling all the time, so whatever it is, if I had it in my notes, I probably just didn't see it in my review for this session. Name Mackenzie. Welcome to Shadow Space, the Long Silence episode.
Okay, we'll cut it out.
Both of you to assume I'm gonna edit that detailed. Well, listen, I only edit things out if I need to edit out something like somebody getting doxxed.
Okay, anytime there's like a moment of awkward silence, I'll just give your address.
Don't do that. Are you typing up the importance to DM?
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
it's in the comms open chat.
Oh, okay, I missed that. I didn't see where you posted it. Right, I remember that. Yeah, that was like back when we made the character. Okay. She just sort of. Excuse me. She looks at you for a moment and like. There's almost a look of knowing in her eyes for a brief moment before she looks at you and she's like, it doesn't ring any bells.
I stand up and like face away from her for a minute, and I'm just thinking. And then I turn back, and like I get very close to her.
What?
I say, does this ring a bell? And I kiss her.
Whoa! There's enemy, like, you know, tense, passionate kiss moment, and then she falls backwards in her bindings and kicks you hard in the stomach. What the fuck was that?
What did they do to you?
Should I go in the airlock?
Eyes on the sky, T-Dog.
Alright, but just so you know, we're getting kind of close to the mountain now.
Good.
She's like now turned and looked away, and unbeknownst to you, but for the viewers to see, as she looks away, she's getting like furrowing her brow in a look of almost like trying to make sense of things, trying to recollect things. Trying to understand who this person is. Under her breath, she's like, why does she look so much like me? Actually, I don't know if the mic picked me up saying that. Under her breath, she says, why does she look so much like me? Quietly to herself.
Like her?
Because the two of you do have strikingly similar appearances.
Oh shit.
Which, as do all the girls in the facility, because all of you went through very, very similar operations in genetic shifting and engineering. Like, the facility made you all look very uniform and similar. The difference is you now have blonde hair, which no one in the facility had blonde hair. Also, her eyes are more orangey and yours are more yellow.
Yeah.
And you have a robot hand.
Yeah. You really don't remember me, do you?
Why should I?
We were friends. Well,
I don't have friends. She looks like over her shoulder at you.
you remember the Institute?
The almost fearful and anger look runs over her eyes.
Oh.
My microphone fucked up for a moment there, but it's good now. Yeah, it almost fearful, a mix of fear and anger running over her eyes, and she's like, what are you talking about?
So you do remember a little bit.
She starts struggling in the binding again. But it's metal that T-Dog bent around her with obscene strength, so she ain't getting out.
At the same time, Barbara is also trying to, kind of unlocking her own memories as well, just kind of,
Looking into your own repressed memories.
Yeah, letting herself kind of relive those times. You don't remember? You don't remember how they took sick girls? And instead of curing them, they fostered those violent tendencies? They don't remember? You don't remember how they took your eyes?
Shut up. Shut up.
How they trained you to be a killer?
Shut up. What the fuck do you know about it?
Look in my eyes. They took mine too.
She starts to shake her head. She's like, no. You'd be dead.
They sterilized us. They took our eyes. They drugged us.
You'd be dead if... And she looks at you for a moment, and her eyes welling with tears, and she's like, her breath hitches for a moment.
I very quickly shoot out my robotic arm and grab her around the neck. And I go, I'm the one who's still alive. You're the one who's supposed to be dead. And then I kind of look at myself and realize I just did the same thing that Veneer did. I mean, fuck.
that Seth did. That's good. Good storytelling. That's gonna be a star point. I don't feel like going and opening the thing to add it right now, but you have 6 star points, not 5.
And then I very slowly take it off her neck, one finger at a time, and realizing how I almost just lost control. I'm sorry. I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
7. She's like seems to be getting like a deep in thought look, like almost like trying to remember things. The one that got away.
It was supposed to be both of us. You're supposed to get on the ship, but I wanted to make sure. I'm so sorry.
She begins to rock a little bit in the spot she sat, like thinking but also seeming like shaken. Why am I... It doesn't feel real. It's like a dream. Why is it... It doesn't feel real. It doesn't. But why is it?
I reach out with my, like, non-robotic hand and I grasp her hand. Come on. Remember. Remember me.
7. It got so much worse once you escaped. They didn't want it to happen again. It got so much worse.
Mackenzie?
You're supposed to be a myth. They don't know one escapes, but you did. I know because I saw it. But why do I... And she sort of like tenses a little bit and she looks at you. Why am I alive? Hey, I'm really sorry to interrupt, but we're kind of at the mountain and I don't know how to land this thing.
Barbara's kind of just like staring there, kneeling on the ground, just like tears like pouring down her face, but it almost like she didn't hear T-Dog speak.
You can still cry, she says, looking at you. Barbara! We might hit the mountain if I don't get your help.
Can I roll for perception?
I'm gonna let this be a character choice thing. If you want to, you can like flip a coin.
Alright, hang on guys. Hang on.
Yeah, by this.
Oh fuck, I just rolled a natural 1, I didn't hear him.
Barbara! Barbara, how does the stick work? You just told me how to keep it straight, not how to steer. Barbara! And he pulls the stick back, causing you guys to veer up, so you're gonna, the whole ship jolts a little bit.
Okay.
Which I say veer up, like,
yeah.
due to the style of how ships and gravity fields and ships work, it's less of a veer up and more of a, like, you jolt in a direction, to, like, your left or right.
I lose my balance and like my face hits the metal floor and I'm like, and that like jolts me out of it.
We're going up now.
I told you to keep it straight. I start to climb up.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't think you would want to fly through a mountaintop.
I climb up and it's like I'm back to myself again.
Yeah,
and I'm like I'm wiping like the mascara off my face and it's just like black smeared on my face. And
no,
do I
Barbara
grab
doing
the
blackface?
Oh god, no.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you grab the stick and you're gonna like steer it down to land.
Yeah.
As you start to fly down towards, you look around and you can see very clearly where the crater in the mountaintop is. And as you fly in toward it, you realize something. Or actually, I say you realize something. You get a good look at the area, I should say. You can see a number of, like, pod-like structured houses. Like, the buildings look like they're comprised of, like, the very base of the buildings in this village look like they're constructed from, like, temporary shelters. Like, the kinds of things that a research team would set up to do studies in a place, or would be set up as an emergency relief thing, something like that.
Like a mobile facility?
Yeah. Like think of something you would imagine being used as a temporary moon base kind of vibe. But they've clearly been built up on with scrap material and stuff. In their buildings are arranged in a circle, and in the middle of the town there's a large sort of cornfield looking thing. And landed in that field is a collection of ships. All sort of landed down, you know?
Oh, thank God, parking.
Are you gonna go and fly and land in the cornfield as well?
Yeah, do any of the ships, like, I don't know, stand out to me?
I'm gonna do, like, a knowledge/memory check. So, do you have any skills that would benefit that?
I have a knack for ships. I guess, with engineering,
Engineering won't help with this.
Okay. Probably not then.
Holy shit. You got a lot of bursts, though, so you got a level 6 success. As you're looking at all of them, you do recognize one of them. A ship that you remember seeing when you were in Bibble. A ship that you're fairly certain belongs to a certain cowboy-hatted individual.
Fuck.
What's wrong?
It's him.
Who? The ships weren't here when I was here with Hopper. Maybe they have visitors?
You mean you don't recognize that ship? You've seen him before. The guy with the hat? I went on a date with him, sort of. He was at the cyborg base.
Man with the hat. Do you mean the guy with the white spacesuit that had the big tail things on it? The trench coat. So it had like a trench coat design.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. He's here. We should probably get going then.
What?
He tried to kill me and Hopper when we were climbing this mountain a few days ago. Oh. Uh-oh.
God.
And then you notice a number of people have begun to so the way this ship would have landed down, its window is now facing toward the sky, so you can't see your surroundings. But you're gonna hear at where the door is kung kung kung.
Is somebody knocking on our door while we're flying?
No, this is after you landed.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're landing then.
Well, I thought you said you landed. I thought you said you landed.
Oh, I last thing I said was, oh, thank God they have parking.
All right. Well, yeah. So we say you haven't landed yet. You are flying over, looking down, which you're gonna have to basically either land or veer up at this point now. But you notice a number of people are all stepping out, and you've very clearly been spotted.
No.
What are you gonna do?
Well, this thing clearly doesn't have guns on it.
Oh, which I haven't described what the man in white suit looks or ship looks like. Hang on. All right, time to start drawing.
All right.
I just dropped my phone. Well, since I got my drawing stuff together, let me quickly give you that 6th star point.
Okay. Well, you start drawing. Barbara goes on a little rant. Goes. After all this time, we just got here.
Very, very upset at the situation. What the fuck am I?
Hey, think. What are we gonna do? I have I have my murderous best friend, who I thought was dead. I have you, T-Dog. I have me. I have a ship with no guns. And I'm carrying a whole bunch of genetically engineered Geno soldiers. And wait a minute.
You have an army of Geno soldiers.
I looked at T-Dog and I go, what do you think? Do you think we could take him?
I mean, I see, I think, 7 ships.
How big is our army?
Like, you got 100 or so, but they're all in a cryostasis right now. And it's worth noting that the atmosphere is highly radioactive, i.e., if you, like... words. They would only be able to survive out there for so long. Without getting treatment from the
how long are
guy.
we talking?
I mean, T-Dog was able to survive for, like, close to, like, a day of walking up a mountainside, so... When I say only so long... there you go, there's a drawing of what the man in white's ship looks like. The curved part there is very clearly segmented, like... Hang on. Like, you're fairly certain, looking at the design, that these are probably able to, like, bend in some way. While this part can likely only bend at the base, looking at the way it's designed, because, like, you can see, like, a ship's design. And you would recognize this as a Work. I hate this microphone. It keeps coming unplugged on its own. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you would recognize the ship design has a type of, like, combat-ready ship that went out of design a while ago. Like, so this is another old-fashioned ship that, like, isn't really in production anymore. That was a very, very combat-ready thing. And, it's worth noting that the spike in the middle, there's 2 of, one on one close and one far from the image, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it lands down, it lands on the spikes. Like, it touches down, like, and it sort of stands on those, and it's got a gravitational elevation system to get in and out. Basically a tractor beam, more or less, which is a very advanced and finicky piece of technology that isn't used very much anymore. That you will most often see that kind of technology at use in, like, warehouses, but not put to use on starships anymore. Because they're just not as useful as people thought they would be, previously thought they were going to be.
I looked at T-Dog. How's our long-range communication?
Asking him that?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're able to contact our friends from here, if that's what you're asking.
So we're on our own then.
Unless you want to just fly to the city where we were supposed to meet them. Have you, like, flown away and are now circling over the mountain? Yes.
We were circling over the
yeah, the village.
Yeah, to where Darwin was, supposedly.
Yeah, you're currently circling over the village, you know, trying to work out a plan, and suddenly, this ship, the one that I just drew, it latches onto the front of your ship like an octopus.
No!
Like, it comes out of nowhere, because the ship you're on doesn't have any, like, combat sensors or anything. You're basically in just an 18-wheeler in space. And, like, what I drew here also is an accurate scale difference, I should say. So, like, the little pod you're in, like, is, like, the size of an 18-wheeler's front half. You know?
Yeah.
And this thing his ship is easily able to just latch onto the front of yours. I will say, the cargo you're carrying isn't drawn to scale. It's probably, like, twice the size of what I've drawn here. The cargo container.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just latched onto your ship.
No, we were so close.
Not
Not
and
again.
then you see a door directly over your windshield opens up, and you see the man in white stood there, and he looks over, tilts his head, and gives a little wave.
I give a middle finger.
And then the door closes, and you feel your ship, like, lurching as his ship is basically trying to pull yours and move it somewhere.
T-Dog, full reverse.
I don't know how to do that.
I do.
You hit the buttons to kick into as high reverse as you can.
Can I use engineering and,
No skill check
And
will
piloting.
change the specs of the vehicle as it exists.
Alright.
His ship's gravitational pull is just stronger than yours. Bigger ship, bigger engine, more pull. All you can do is slow him down and make it harder for him to steer. Do you want to try and, like, wiggle free? That's something you can do that would use your engineering skills.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was going for.
Full reverse and just jiggling, trying to pop free.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'll do a pilot check. Do you have a piloting skill specifically, or are you just using Jack of all trades? I feel like we should call your Jack of all trades Jill of all trades, because, haha, girl power, funny.
I mean, not specifically. I thought I did. I thought I had, like, ship knowledge. Like,
Alright, I'm gonna
I
say...
think maybe, it is possible a lot of stuff got lost, when we were, like, changing the system.
Oh yeah, when we
but-
were updating the characters. Yeah.
But, you know, I don't have it here, so,
So
just
I'd say...
engineering, I guess.
I think it's gonna be a level 4 challenge to escape the grasp. Are you spending star points to any degree?
Yeah, 1 star point.
So that gives you an extra die. Sadly, you only got 3 successes. Do you want to buy another star point or another die for 2 star points?
No, not yet.
So he starts to pull your ship, and you're trying to wiggle free, and you feel what is very definitely a rough landing. Like his ship's clearly not landing on its landing gears. Yours isn't landing on its landing gears. This was a rough landing for sure.
I look to Mackenzie, and I want to see like what kind of condition she's in.
She seems to still be a little bit in thought. But she doesn't look hurt or anything, but she's definitely tied up still.
I look to T-Dog. So I have a crazy idea. Don't know if it's gonna work, but at this point I'm desperate.
What?
I think we should let her go.
Wasn't she just trying to, like, stab you?
Yes, I know! I know. T-Dog, I know you don't understand this, because, I mean, you just met her, but...
Hey, I trust you. And he goes over and he starts to unbend the metal around her. You still have her knife. Do you give it back?
First I bend down, and I look her in the eyes and I say, do you want to live?
I'll do what you need, or what I can to help you right now.
I need you to answer the question, Mackenzie. Please, do you want to live?
I'm gonna help you, alright? We're gonna figure this out. And as she says that, The lighting in your room in the room changes as you realize the door of the other starship has opened up again at your windshield. It's light shining into your room because it has much brighter lights on the interior than yours.
It's just gonna have to do. Take this. Don't make me regret. Don't make me regret this.
She nods, and as you look at the man in white, he's pointing past you to the door to exit your ship.
Oh, is he showing us the way out?
Yeah, he's basically telling you to get out of your ship. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cooperate for now.
As you start to go over to the door, which would be sort of, from how the ship is oriented, like, you still have your artificial gravity on, so you can't quite tell what the outside gravity is like. So from your perspective, the door is just a little off to, like, the one side of the ship, and you go over and open it, and you realize that you're looking, like, perpendicular to the ground below, so when you jump down gravity out of your ship, the gravity will change. And as you open your door, you hear behind you the loud sound of a plasma cutter as he's cutting through the windshield of your ship to get into your ship.
Wait, why is he pointing to the door?
Because he's having you get out the door of your ship, but your ship is blocking the exit of his ship. So the only way for him to exit his ship would be to release your ship, or to do what he's doing now and just fuck up the front of it. You know what I mean?
No.
So, hang on. So you see the image of the two ships, right?
Yeah?
So his ship is currently positioned like this over yours. I know there's gonna be a slight delay.
Parallel?
Yeah, his is like wrapped around your ship. The stream's about to catch up for you. And the door to exit his ship is on the bottom of his ship. So because his ship is holding your ship, he can't exit his ship. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Your ship is blocking his door, so he's using a plasma cutter to cut into your windshield to get out of his ship.
Then I reach for the door, then I stop, and then I pull my hand back and just give like a what's wrong kind of look.
And Team Dog is just like, I don't think you're gonna get your deposit back. And he stops cutting for a second, and he he sort of like taps the side of his helmet, and then you realize he touches the side of his helmet, and your little communication device starts to go off. He's calling you.
I look at T-Dog and I go, oh good, short range works. I answer and I say, I don't remember you accepting you onto the family plan.
I bugged you when we were at dinner. Now can you get out of your ship? We want to talk with you.
Wow, that's very creepy.
Well, you were working with people my client was looking for.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Outside.
Why not just talk right now?
Just step outside. I don't want any funny business.
Look, you're the one who's obviously planning something.
We have your ship surrounded, so get out, and we're just gonna talk.
All right, fine. God. And then I hang up.
Get out of your ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, you can see that you're perpendicular to the earth, so you jump out and land down, and you see.
Oh, before I do, I say if anything goes wrong, just get out. Our windshield is all fucked up anyway, so use his ship.
You of course put on your helmet that isn't that you have so that you can be safe in the radioactive atmosphere.
Of course.
And both of you step out, and sure enough, there's a bunch of pulsars around with guns.
And even before I do that, I look at Mackenzie and I say, in case I don't make it back, I'm sorry, and I'm happy you're here. And I give her a hug before I step out. All right, for real.
All right. She hesitates and then hugs back, and then you both step out, and you can see there's the or as you step out, there's a bunch of pulsars, and also a man in a gas mask.
So I'm in a gas mask too.
A man in a gas mask. The man in a gas mask. The guy who you guys have watched die 2 times now.
Well, you're looking a little hard for cash.
What?
Oh, nothing.
He looks at you for a moment and he's like, drop your weapons. And then you hear behind you the sound of the man in white getting out behind you. Sorry, why isn't my music playing?
I'm like, I don't have any weapons. You can, but I invite you to check if you want. And I hold my hands up like above my head and like
he points
to a
at
saucy little pose in front of White Cowboy.
He points at, or the gas mask guy points at your hand, your robotic hand. I'm not a fool. Take your arm off and drop it.
What?
I think he's saying he wants to disarm you.
I just very snarkily just
I thought it was funny.
Laugh in his face.
I thought it was a funny joke. And then T-Dog's like, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was a pretty good pun.
Wow, the DM's complimenting himself. Also, isn't T-Dog still on the ship?
No, T-Dog got off with you guys because he wanted everybody off.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so...
Yeah, no, he made everyone get out of the ship.
So the whole leave without me thing doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he can still just turn and full tilt run. But yeah, you guys are now, surrounded by them. Are you gonna take your robot hand off?
Fine. I pull out a screwdriver, and just like at customs, I have to like screw it off like one bolt at a time. I go, wait, hold on. See, it's not as easy. Obviously I'm not a lifty.
I know.
Okay, got one.
Yeah, you get it off after a little bit of you get off after a little bit of struggling. Everybody's sitting there rolling their eyes. I'm gonna give you a star point the next time I'm doing the art stuff. And your friend drops her knife. T-Dog doesn't really have a weapon. There's like a pause as gas mask guy's like, you have a lot more cybernetic implants, don't you? Don't worry,
Me?
I can... Not you. He goes over to the other one. Your new friend here, looking over at 8. And he looks her up and down. He's like, bring out the shadow touched. And you see a couple of the pulsars drag over a guy who's they drag over a older looking woman. And she's just like letting her feet drag and has a smile as they're holding her under her arms. And she looks up, she's like, oh, it's so good to see you again, T-Dog. Darwin? Yes, new body, I know.
What does that mean, new body?
There's a and then Gas Mask Guy says, she has some sort of incendiary device implanted within her upper spine. I don't want it going off during our talks. Remove it now, Shadow Touch. Oh, yes, all right. And he closes his eyes. And then the body that's there, that they're holding by the arms, just dissolves into dust.
Which body?
The old woman they're holding dissolves into dust. That floats over to Michaela. Or over to 8, I mean. And the dust all floats around 8, and 8's just like, what the fuck, kind of thing, like confused as all of this swarms around her, and you see like her back, a big cut, like her back gets a big splitting cut on the back of it, and she starts reaching back, very clearly concerned. And the man in white, he's like, just relax, You don't got anything to worry about. It's taken the bomb out of her. What? And then you see a little blinking device is pulled out, and the floating particulates all drop down and reform into a another person. There's just like a 4-foot tall, burly man with a beard stood there holding the device. Yep, that looks like an explosive. Tosses it over to the guy with the gas mask, who immediately catches it and says, "What are you doing?" And he hucks it into the distance. "Don't throw the bomb to me!" Oh, like you have anything to be afraid of. Very sorry, T-Dog. These guys seemed a little unsavory, but after a talk, they were quite reasonable.
This is your friend?
Took the bomb out? Yeah, 8 mutters under her breath. They took the bomb out? And T-Dog is like, this is the man who's supposed to help us. Yeah, he's a little strange, but, I mean, who isn't? I don't think I can really judge. Now, how about we all have a nice talk over in Darwin's home? Gas mask guy says. You can have your arms back when we're done. This time the pun was intended. Ugh, I hate that I made that. And he starts to walk.
Me too.
Do you follow?
Well, it doesn't look like I have a choice.
So you guys make your way and you arrive at into like a big open air, the largest building here, and it's a big open air building with a large vat in it. You see there's like what looks almost like a procession of people are all in the rooms or in the building, sat at rows of benches. Many of them have inhuman traits, like bear-clawed paws for one hand, a wolf-like feature over half the face of one, patches of fur, of scales. They're all like not quite fully human. So I assume that's inside, no, sorry, the voice changed because he changed from. So I assume that inside of that big old shipping crate is all of your friends, T-Dog. Yeah, so you can help them out. That was the intent. Right. Well, I'm sure you'll want. I'm sure it won't be a problem. But these folks wanted to have a talk with you first about the friend who came with you. Yes, the android, Gas Mask Guy says. And there's like a table set up in front of a big vat of green liquid. Yeah, and you know, they sit down at it, and I assume you sit too, or no?
Again, do I have a choice?
They haven't forced you to yet. But there is a number of armed guys around.
Can I, like, make a perception check of, like, things that I can...
What are you looking for?
Use to possibly escape?
Well...
Just, like, environmental, like, things. If not, then you can just say no.
Excuse me, I just had a little bit of indigestion. I'm not even gonna do a skill check. Looking around, you can see that there's the big front doors that you just came in through. The room can be best described as being laid out somewhat similar to a church, with, processions of chairs, and up where, like, the priest would normally be in a church, there's a big, like I said, the big vat. And over the vat, there's what appears to be a tightrope set up, like, directly above it. Like just from one side of the vat to the other. And the short, burly man goes up, walks over, and he walks across the tightrope to stand at the center of it. In addition, there's a couple of windows that are, like, made out of a blue glass, but they're a little narrow and have metal framing. So while you could theoretically get through them, you would have to do, like, a very high strength check to bend the metal at where the glass is, and you might cut yourself. And they left your robotic arm on the ground by the ships when they led you here. So you could go for the front door, but that would require running past the guards who are armed, so you theoretically could just book it.
But I would have to be extremely lucky.
Yeah, you might get shot a couple of times. There's about 8 guards in here, and about, like, somewhere between 25 to 50 of the people with animal-like traits. All of the pulsars are all wearing, like spacesuits, like protective gear, but the people who are animal-like aren't, which is crazy because this planet is incredibly radioactive. So these people are just chilling in the radiation. But then again, so is T-Dog. And you know that Darwin modified T-Dog's DNA to allow him to be able to, like, metabolize the radiation.
Just to be clear, in case it comes up again, I put, like, the screws that attach my arm into my pocket.
Okay. Yeah, Gas Mask Guy's like, have a seat. The man in white stands behind Gas Mask Guy. Gas Mask Guy back is to the green vat, which has it's a metal tank with a glass side. And the burly bearded man is stood on the tightrope above.
I look at white cowboy man and I go, oh no, another day. Oh, I've been dreading this. Please have mercy on me.
You're funny. Are you gonna sit?
Yeah, I sit. And I do, like, the basic instincts thing and, like, cross my legs, but since it's a jumpsuit, it's not quite the same.
You go by Barbara, correct? As Gas Mask Guy, like, pulls out a big, like, bulky-ass laptop, and like a suitcase laptop, and starts typing at it.
Yep, Barbara is my name. It's what my parents called me.
I am more than willing to be forgiving of past transgressions, because I realize that you're probably missing context. Me and my associate here are both employees of the Pulsar Organization, a large-scale underground operation that works separately from the corporations across the galaxy. We primarily act as intermediaries, middlemen, who do the things that the corporations can't do due to contractual obligations. And then the man in white, they're professional criminals who work for the companies doing the things that they legally can't do without getting in trouble with the other companies. Yes, that's who the Pulsars are. I and my friend in white here are both merely mercenaries who have been employed to work with the Pulsars.
You mean you don't run the Pulsars?
Of course not. You really think that if I was running them, they'd be this incompetent? You see a number of the men around look very offended and angry at that.
That's good to know.
And they'd never let somebody like me operate their business. They believe in human puritanism, no cybernetics or genetic augmentation, unless you absolutely need it to live. I personally believe in transhumanism myself, something I can see that you've clearly benefited from. Very few are willing to accept both genetic alterations and cybernetics, so I'm impressed with your willingness to accept the broadness of the the broadness of the human condition.
I bang my fists against the table. Willingness?
Oh, were
Sorry,
you a guinea
continue.
pig? I apologize. You know how the corporations can be. It's why I prefer to operate outside of them. Well. Words. I'm willing to offer you complete forgiveness for everything if you're willing to help me track down and set a trap for your companions. Simple fact of the matter is they've been a pain in the ass for both me and my employers for far too long. And I have a vested interest within the android. Her technology is unique.
What makes you think I even know where they are?
Because I know that you wouldn't. I know what they are like, and I know that they wouldn't just send you off when you are all together in a mission. I'm sure you have a rendezvous point. I've been able to gather enough info here that you are all sent off to deliver a collection of stones for Darwin here.
That's their mission, not mine.
Well, then you would have no issue with picking up a mission and joining us with an ambush. But I understand you might be hesitant. I'm sure they've made themselves seem quite friendly to you. Allow me to show you who you are dealing with. And then he spins around the laptop, and you see some security footage of the three of them looking younger. Seth's hair a little bit longer, Max being a little bit more well-shaven. Max being a little more well-shaven, and even Hopper being smaller, more petite in build.
Aww. That's so cute.
And they're in what looks like a parking garage, and there's a couple of pulsars who are like seemingly minding their own business. And then Seth runs over and starts to attack them, and immediately all three of them start engaging in a fight, killing the two men before they can get so much as a shot off. And then it cuts to another piece of footage of a even younger looking Seth who has very, very short hair, but is, still has the claws and everything, going through a warehouse and slashing his claws through people, ripping out their windpipes, driving his claws into their stomach and disemboweling them. He grabs one person, leans back, his mouth opening incredibly wide, rows upon rows of razor-sharp teeth, as he chomps into the man's neck, and he rips back, and then he swallows. And he then takes another bite out of the man, swallows it, and throws him to the side. And then it cuts to another piece of footage, what looks to be a mining colony, a large city built in a crater, showing like cutting between a bunch of security footage of Max and Hopper being chased through it. And then Max turns around, moves his hands out, and does like a twisting crush motion with his hands, and a wall rips out of the building nearby, and you see hundreds of people sucked into the vacuum of space. And you see like a bunch of camera angles cutting through that city, showing dozens and dozens and hundreds and thousands of people dead, and a bunch of holes that were in crunched in sections as he had torn apart the the walls of the buildings, basically exposing hundreds of workers and miners to the vacuum of space while fighting pulsars, seemingly. And then The last piece of footage, you see Hopper floating in shadow space outside of a starship, and clearly this is taken from like the perspective of the basically
the side of the ship.
Well, basically a dash cam footage of a ship. It's a ship clearly pursuing the one or following the one that Hopper is in shadow space, and Hopper steps out of the ship they're in, looks out, opens their mouth, and this is like older looking Hopper, like Hopper as you know her. She looks at the ship, her eyes begin to glow purple, her mouth opens up, glows purple, and then a giant laser shoots from her mouth and the camera feed cuts.
Man, I thought Hopper like couldn't.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
function in
Oh, yeah,
shadow
no, that
space.
wasn't in shadow space. That was in normal space. That scene. That's my bad. Yeah, that scene didn't happen in shadow space. That happened in normal space. And that's like the last piece. And he's like, the people you are dealing with are mass murderers. Terrorists to a degree that space is not known for a long time. And yes, I use the word terrorist and not unionist. That term is primarily used as corporate propaganda to label anybody they don't like. Your friends, though, your friends are a danger to society.
I'm a little bit pale, especially after seeing what Seth did. And the dead miners like floating in space, and I try to avoid Mackenzie's like gaze. I look back at him and I say, "You think some out of context footage that, for all I know, could have been doctored is going to make me betray my friends?"
It's all real, I assure you.
Yes, because you've been so trustworthy to me in the past.
What have I done every time we encountered each other? What was my main goal every time we met?
Kidnapping.
The android.
Yes, and starting a war between two groups of people who did not need to kill each other.
That was the Pulsars. Well, actually, the war started on its own. The Pulsars
give
merely
me a
stepped in
break.
and profited off it. We did not start that war. Those people hated each other. And the fighting broke out on its own. Over the course
act
of...
like you're innocent in all this.
Oh, I would never feign innocence. I helped to propagate the arms race between the two of them by helping to provide helping provide technology to the Pulsars, which they sold. You see, I'm a tech broker of sorts. I collect and deal in the forbidden, the technology that the wider galactic community, the corporations, have decided they were too afraid of. But there are many who are still very interested in all of that. And I simply provide my services to those who need it. The Pulsars wanted to sell weapons to each side of that war, and who was I to say no? Simple fact is the Pulsars are my best customers, and I give them what they want. They want...
As he's talking, can I look at like what what is supporting the big green tank?
The tank is just on the ground. It's on ground level.
Oh, so it can't like move or anything?
Nope. It's like
How
sort
big
of
is
like...
the tankard?
Have you seen those big round above ground pools?
Yeah.
That are, yeah, it's like that. So it's like 5 feet tall, and it's probably like...
Oh, I was expecting way bigger.
Like 5 feet tall and maybe like 12... Or no, more like 8... hey, I'm trying to do math in my head. Like, I'm bad with measurements. It's probably like 7 feet tall and like twice that across and is circular. Again, the face looking toward you guys is clearly glass. Your friends have been enemies of the Pulsars for some time. The one known as Seth. From what I and my employees have been able to gather, his brother passed from a drug overdose when he was sold drugs by the Pulsars. And so, Seth spent all of his money on genetically altering himself into a killing machine and took it upon himself to single-handedly take out an intergalactic organization, no matter how many he had to kill or who got in his way.
Himself?
Blaming, at the time, yes, all on his own. Putting the actions of just a few drug dealers and using that to hold an entire galactic organization accountable, and anybody who dared to even deal with them. And I don't need to tell you that there are plenty of people who are more than willing to deal with a criminal organization if it means saving a few bucks. The other one, the Shadow Touched, well, Shadow Touched in general, Ari. He leans forward a little bit, hushing his voice. A touchy subject. The process is still
roll my eyes.
The process is still not very well understood, but almost universally, all Shadow Touched lose their mind, begin killing en masse. There's a reason that they're hunted on sight by the corporations. He sits back. Though I'm much more interested in studying them if I'm given the opportunity. Darwin here has been a wonderful test subject, more than willing to show me his abilities. Or their abilities. And the android.
Wait, was he talking about what's his name? Was it Max?
Max. Because you've learned now
touched?
that Max the Shadow Touched, because they have gravity powers.
Oh.
Ye.
Okay.
I think you've learned that.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, Max hasn't used their powers in front of you heavily, have they?
He's mostly used guns.
Yeah. So he just mentions that, but but he did also show you footage of Max crushing things with his brain, seemingly. Moving his hands in a crushing formation, then things getting crushed. And when they fought the Pulsars in the parking garage, Max moved his hands from down to up in the air, and those men moved and were suddenly on the ceiling, as if gravity had reversed for them.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's like, and the android. Humanoid robots were outlawed long ago by the corporations because they realized that they were it was far too easy to perform corporate espionage with them. But while that is interesting, that is far from the reason I want to research her. She had a marking on her. A stamp of a creator who is said to be only myth. I believe your friend is a creation of a scientist of ancient Earth. She could be an example of technology long thought lost, but at the same time, seemingly far more advanced than anything we have. And I want to see what's inside of her.
My fist clenches.
Of course, I'm not asking for this out of the kindness of your heart, but I thought knowing how violent your friends have been might be willing to sway you slightly. No, I'm more than willing to offer aid. Upgrades to your arm, rewrites of a genetic code, anything you want, you can name it. I have the skill to completely rewrite your genome from the ground up if you want, or to fully replace your human form with a machine. Though, honestly, I would not recommend doing either, but rather a balance of the two. I believe we can form a mutually beneficial relationship, you and I, Barbara. You have demonstrated that you have astounding skills that are being horribly misused. I think I can do great things with you, Barbara.
Like, sell me.
What?
You told me yourself you're a broker.
A technology broker. Research, advancements, technology. And honestly, who would I even sell you to? I could probably find a buyer for the android, but I don't have any interest in selling her. I don't really deal in the sale of sentient life. It's beneath me.
Now, see, that's a lie right there.
What do you mean?
The android, as you keep calling her, and yes, I do mean her, is Hopper. That... You never once questioned if she was... how she might feel if you took her apart? Are you really so unfeeling that you just take a girl away from her family?
If I'm taking her from a family, if those two are her family, I'm freeing her from an abusive family.
It's not your decision to make.
But you have to understand, if not me, then who? People will come for her when they learn what she is. Corporations, they'll rip her to shreds. They'll want to destroy every fiber of her existence because they fear her.
That's what you're doing!
There's a distinct difference. They would want to destroy her, to eradicate her existence because they fear the potential that a robot of her capacity holds. I want to take her apart and put her back together. I want to see every inner working of her mechanisms, understand in detail what makes her so unique, and then put it all right back where it was, and see how she runs. I do not seek to destroy
I'm
Hopper.
getting even more angry the more he...
I seek to understand
the more he talks about
Hopper. Hopper is unique. She's special. A piece of lost human history walking amongst us. The secrets that her body could hold, that could be locked away inside of her chassis. What is powering her? It's clearly something of shadow drive energy, but it's different. She produces far more energy than any machine does in normal circumstances. In fact, for the same reason I am interested in seeing that other robot friend of yours you had, but I know they already separated from you, and I'm honestly far more interested in speaking with his creator. And speaking with Hopper's creator is out of the question. She is clearly ancient technology. Her creator almost certainly passed away. Torian's creator is probably still alive out there, and she can be found and they can be found and spoken to. But Hopper's the only evidence I have of the existence of her kind of technology.
I lean over the table and I say, if you knew a thing about me, you'd know I'd never agree to this.
You're right, I don't know anything about you. All I know is that you are a member of the Scout Corps who cropped up only a couple of cycles ago, and quickly made a name for yourself for slaying some of the most horrific of genetic abominations. And then one day, you started to travel with my target.
I go, well, not the most horrific. I look at the cowboy guy.
So, enlighten me. Why does my deal not interest you? What is it that you're so upset by? I'm a reasonable man, if you let me be. And I'll admit I've begun to lose my temper around that crowd, but when a group of people kill you multiple times, you begin to lose your patience with them.
You know, the definition of insanity is trying something over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
That is a misnomer.
Have you tried not?
Sorry, you go ahead.
I said, have you tried not hunting us down? You wouldn't be killed so many times.
And risk having the most, risk having one of the most advanced pieces of technology that galaxies know, or that the universe has known, slip through my grasp, only to be destroyed by some corporate Neanderthals? No. If Hopper, as you call her, is going to survive, I am her only hope.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so altruistic in your motives.
Oh, I'm not going to feign altruism. I will be as blunt with you as I can. I want to know how she works so I can reproduce her technology and sell it to the highest bidder. But I would never destroy the prototype. I would never allow the source piece to be lost. No, I'd keep her safe in my collection. Right alongside all of the other ancient Earth technology I've managed to get a hold of. Last thing I would want is for that beautiful piece of ancient technology to be lost forever. And I'll tell you what, if you can help arrange things properly, we may be able to take her without any of your other friends being harmed. The Pulsars are the ones who want to go after those two. I could care less about the Shadow Touched and the Splicer. Shadow Touched are rare, but I have one to research now. And I have a couple of subjects that I can research currently. I hardly have any interest in pulling apart that man at this point. He'd be more trouble than he's worth. And the Splicer, there's nothing unusual about his nature, just your box standard rewritten genome. The girl, the android, is the one I want.
I look up at Darwin and I say, "You're cooperating with this?"
They offered me good deals. Pulsars have... sorry, I gotta remember the voice that the cart body has. They offered me good deals. The Pulsars are willing to cooperate with our group and give us outside resources that no corporation would ever give us. We've been labeled as unionists, simply for wanting to live our own life. The Pulsars offer us the chance to have that life.
They did the same thing with the cyborgs. You can ask... I'd say ask them how well that worked out for them, but you can't.
I don't have the ability to... Or I don't have the ability to be picky right now. My people need resources. Our technology breaks down more and more every day. And we can only make the expeditions out to the cities ever so often without the corporations finding our position. Me and my allies are hunted. The Pulsars offer us the best chance we have at independent life. All I have to do is all I had to do was help to arrange this meeting and every now and again give your friend here, motioning to the gas mask guy, a body of mine to dissect and examine.
So you sell out your own kind?
No, you misunderstand. He's not harming my followers. And he stands up on the tightrope and he falls back into the acid, dissolving. And you just watch as his flesh melts away, his organs spill out and dissolve, and then the bones slowly disintegrate. And then black powder comes up out of it, and a new body is there. A young woman with long flowing blonde hair. I give him my own bodies.
Well, that must be very nice for you, but not everyone has that luxury.
Your friend...
And you're gonna let them take that sweet little girl that you met only just a couple of days ago, and you're gonna let them take her apart.
He's explained to me in detail his plan. He's not going to kill her. He's going to take her apart, see her and her workings, and put her back together.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You can't just take something apart and expect us to be the same.
It's a machine.
Them the same.
It's a machine. You easily can. It's the same as doing it with a starship. Reverse engineering. I think I understand, Gas Mask Guy says.
No, you don't. You never could.
You're a guinea pig. You aren't willingly altered genetically. That's giving you a bad taste in your mouth for researchers. Am I wrong?
I say nothing. Instead I put on my blue and white sunglasses that I found earlier.
Who was it that did it? What corporation, do you know?
I say nothing.
I said I'd be willing to give you whatever it is you need. Be willing to help you with what you want. If you really if you really hate those people so much, I can bring them to you. I have numerous connections, not just pulsars, but more. I'm sure I can get you the retribution you desire. All I ask for is one robot. A machine, a piece of replicable technology, potentially replicable, and I stand as the only person who could be the one to replicate it. As I said, if any corporation learns what she is, the first thing they're going to want to do is eviscerate her, to eliminate her existence from the books, to erase all knowledge that she was or could be, all because she's designed to look and act human. Does that seem fair? I seek to help her become the first of a new race. I seek to replicate the technology in her. Maybe you need some more convincing. And he reaches up and he touches the sides of his gas mask. And he starts pull at and push different parts, flicking switches as pieces start to move, and he pulls the front of the gas mask off. And you see just exposed brain, and then below it a bunch of electronics and cybernetic components just hanging off the bottom of the brain, and a speaker there. I've grown to understand long ago that there are limitations to mortal coil. That what defines humanity needs to change and evolve if we're ever going to survive in the galaxy or in the universe we are creating now.
So he can't see me right now.
Not as far as you can tell. He does have the man in white right behind him, though.
Well, since I have my sunglasses on, I take the opportunity to look around and see the soldiers closest to me, see which ones are armed.
there's two either side of the table, and you can see in the reflection of the glass ahead of you that there's like 3 right behind you, and then another 10 just scattered throughout the room, with 2 of those 10 stood by the front door.
So 2 stood behind me. Can you repeat that? Sorry, I got distracted.
1 either side of the table, 2 directly behind you, 2 by the front door, and then a remaining 8 scattered throughout the room.
I put my feet up on the table.
I don't just want to replicate Hopper for resale. I want to become that. I want to use that technology to become more. I have never seen a piece of technology as beautiful as that android. When I first saw her fire that laser from her mouth, you need to understand, a beam of that force. He starts to bring the mask back up. It would require a shadow drive the size of this room. As he's like now hitting stuff to latch the mask back in place.
Oh, that was really impressive. I will admit that.
I'm always wanting to push the edge of what humanity is. And she is the next step in my advancement, in my evolution. In all of our evolution. All I need to know is what it is that makes her tick. You know, they've failed to create a robot that can think like a person. I still don't know if she can, or if she can just put on the show that she does, but I want to know the answer. I want to know how human she is. I want to see what's in that brain. Or whatever it is that she has in her metallic skull.
I'd be more worried. I'd be thinking about your own humanity rather than other people's.
Don't you understand? This is about redefining what humanity is. There's all this petty squabbling in the galaxy between cyborgs and splicers and Puritans of what defines a human. But we are too worried about what defines a human, and we're allowing it to hold us back from what a human can be. You've already seen. I am immortal. I have stepped beyond the human coils that are holding people back already.
So why do you care?
Because she is greater than I am. Because she holds the potential for the next step I have been trying to make in my advancement. Technology is holding me back. I am the greatest I can ever be right now. I can make minute adjustments, small changes. Every time you kill me, I do. I make a small change so that I won't die the same way again. But she is the next leap forward. Give me, I lost my cool again. Why won't you agree? I've appealed to your mercenary side. I've offered you payment and you've said no. I've tried to appeal to your humanity, showing you what monsters the people you are working with are, or what monsters the people you're working with are, yet you still wish to protect them. I've tried to offer you vengeance on those who harmed you, and yet you still don't want to accept. What will it take for you to help me get the android?
Well, maybe some time to think about it might help.
Yes, you take some time to think about it. You can rest here for the night. Not like there's anywhere you're going to run. What? Do you
Oh,
think
there
you have
she
an
is.
avenue of escape? What?
Behind you. She's right there.
I'm gonna do a charisma check. This is gonna be a level 10 charisma check. You have 6 star points. I just didn't mark one down.
I'll use one of my stars and attractive.
So you got 2 successes and 2 dice breaks, meaning 0 successes total.
Oh, well. I want to use my foot to, like, push the table towards him.
So
Like, at great force.
when you say like behind you, he looks at you with just a look of like, do you really think I'm stupid enough to as you kick the table into him?
Yeah, and then...
Oh, are we running? T-Dog shoots up. But what about my friends? What are you gonna do? Actually, you kick the table into him, right? Sorry, actually, we're gonna officially enter combat situation here. Let me quickly draw up a map. Oh god, I got so much clutter.
God, that really threw me off.
What?
Well, what I was going to do.
Sorry, is that what is it that threw you off?
Him saying, "What about my friends?"
Hmm.
Was T-Dog actually considering this?
Considering what?
They taking his deal?
I mean, the guy was talking to you about the deal. You didn't, you know, you don't know what the others were thinking.
That's true.
So here's the building you're in right now. Well, I've drawn the whole entire crater as well as the building you're currently in.
Hello, Mr. Green.
Oh, yo. I'm quickly drawing up a combat map because combat is happening. It's combat time.
I'm just improvising. I mean, this guy's basically trying to do the same thing to Hopper, what they did to Barbara.
Yeah. A sticky situation I have placed you within. It's like, here's the crater. In the middle, there's a big field of, like, tall grass stuff. Like, you know, like the corn maize material that they're growing. And in the middle of that is the big old ship. Actually, this is way too. Hang on.
It looks like you sneezed on the screen.
I drew the whole the whole map too small. Give me a second. That's too ovular. God damn it. Hang on. Oops. Goddamn. Arr. Maps.
Oh, I got messages.
Oh? What do you mean you got messages?
Uh,
I mean, if you don't want to clarify because we're on stream, it's okay.
Yeah, Doodle's been messaging me. Sorry,
Oh,
having trouble with names.
that is Hopper's player for people who are curious. I wonder if are they watching? Are they watching episode right
Yeah.
Oh, they joined call. Oh my god, I didn't even realize that people are in call.
Yeah, I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to get distracted.
Because when I'm streaming Discord and Discord's in streamer mode, it doesn't play sound effects.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is much more accurate of a size where I can actually like get all of the things in. Veneer, Doodle, unmute while I'm drawing. Talk about your thoughts of the scene playing out.
Listen, I came in only to hear the gas mask guy tell Barbara his love letter about Hopper, and Barbara's like disgusted. That's my best,
Wait, I'm
That's my
sorry.
best. Huh?
Listen, I'm sorry. I was like trying to finish stuff. What?
Mm.
Wait, why? Where did I came to? Hello, girlfriend?
Oh, real quick, if stuff means things relating to Hero Infinite, you can now talk about that because the first stream of it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
Just
right now.
say
It's just in the moment right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're allowed to acknowledge that Hero Infinite exists. Which, by the way,
Okay.
people who like
Hero
this
Infinite
series,
exists.
yeah, go check out Hero Infinite. It is my weekly tabletop campaign that is superhero themed.
It's not on YouTube yet.
But anyway.
By the time this goes on YouTube, it will be.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I didn't even realize my fucking thing was like.
Tinny.
Anyway, what do you mean that he wrote a love letter? What are you talking about? You got me like.
Listen, we've established this. Gas Mask Guy wants to do things to Hopper. Holy shit, I was not ready for that sound effect.
I mean, there's more, but.
That actually startled me.
What was the sound effect? SWAT team breaking down your door?
Do you want me to go get it again?
Please no.
Well, there's another, but I'm not gonna play it on stream. Not right now. But holy shit, what the fuck?
Explain what I just said. I walked in just to hear a very interesting conversation between Barbara and Gas Mask Guy, and all I understood, I fell in love with her the moment she fucking lasered my face. You know, like,
I'm gonna just. He needs to get arrested. I'm sorry.
no, the thing is, he doesn't want anything with her. He just wants to understand how she functions, so he could become like her, like functionality-wise.
No, that's a weird.
Laser face, that's all he wants.
Yeah. He wants to
I
understand.
don't know. That sounds kind of weirdo. He is kind of a
Take a
weirdo.
gun to the side of his face, and it turns him good.
I don't want to make a dirty joke at that. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Okay.
Ugh, but it's still disgusting though. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
I've had to bite my tongue many times.
I found it funny. I'm like, really, bruh? Okay, bruh.
Okay, there we go. There's the basic map. Hang on, now I need to,
Of course!
what's up?
It's so obvious now.
What's so obvious now?
Nothing.
I feel like I'm missing the
All I
joke.
see is a big old booger. gray circles and a white thing, which I assume is his ship.
Yee.
So Darwin's a fucking sellout.
Welcome to the galaxy of Shadow Space. Everyone's a sellout.
Oh, no! That bitch!
Wake up,
Let's
it's
go
time.
gambling!
What the fuck?
I'm
Brian,
sorry. You said everyone's not, so let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling! No, it just makes it
I
hilarious.
feel unlucky.
I feel like Darwin's only doing that because they didn't like the philosophical full conversation. A.k.a. Brian didn't want to really get into it and said, shut up, and leaves.
I can't wait for Johnny Steelson's.
Father White.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was his name, Johnny Steelson.
Did you forget about his name? Oh my god, Brian.
I kept calling him White Cowboy.
I have it in my notes.
No, it's Johnny Steel Silverson or some shit like that.
Shel Silverstein?
Yeah,
Shel Silverstein, is that you?
You cannot change my mind.
Yeah, so we're gambling.
Brought to you by the amazing world of bacon. Not Seth's sponsor.
Oh.
Oh, I should color the actual ground, huh? Hang on.
What's the green thing if not the ground?
I mean, that's part of the ground.
Boy, it's gonna be really embarrassing. So everything that happens in the church is... I'm not even gonna say anything.
Don't die.
I can't believe you're at church.
No promises.
Take me to
this whole
church.
plot line might end very very abruptly.
Barbara, no. I did everything for you.
It just shows you with like a paint bucket. Do you know how much I sacrificed?
Lady, you know how much money I had to spend in my pocket just for you to make this spaceship look Gucci?
No, listen, Hopper's gonna freaking wring your neck when she finds that game console in the fucking corner.
Zone. So looking at the map real fast, when leaving a building, that's costs 1 action because you're changing zones. When crossing a yellow line, you change zones, and when entering the field, you change zones. Make sense?
Can you repeat that?
So it's a zone movement to exit the building, to enter the crop field, or to cross a yellow line.
Okay.
And like, there's also should be like, hang on, you know, circle like this as well, I suppose. But I don't feel like drawing it. So moving from the area in front of a building to behind it is also a zone movement. I just don't want to draw the whole yellow circle. So, with that, we are now entering combat scenario as you kick the table forward.
Yeah.
So
since I used the element of surprise, can I go on to explain the rest of my movement?
well, I'm gonna describe enemy actions first because that gives you advantage because you know what the enemies are going to try to do, and you can react accordingly.
All right.
So Hang on, I do not like how ill-centered the map is. Give me a second. I'm just gonna make the map take up a little more space. That feels better. So, there are 3 combatants in this, or enemies in this situation, essentially. The man in white, the gas mask guy, and the Pulsar thugs. The Pulsar thugs all act more or less at the same time as a singular entity, because they're a goon class enemy. The Pulsars are all going to try and shoot you. The man in white is going to try and shoot you. Or actually, no, they're not. No, actually, no one's gonna try and shoot you yet. They're all just gonna draw their guns right now. No one's gonna try and shoot yet without being told to. So everyone's gonna draw their guns.
I thought Father White was like right, like behind me with the with the
he's
chair.
right behind Red. A different guy is right. Just a generic Pulsar is right behind you.
But then why is he red?
Oh yeah, I should specify who everyone is. The pink, dark blue. God damn it! No, I'm trying to move the thing.
I'm not stopping you.
No, I'm mad at my paint program because it keeps on moving the selected area rather than the thing I'm clicking on. God damn it! Fucking why?
I'm okay if they're all frozen in
move
place.
the object!
Makes it easier for me.
No, but I'm trying to position something better. I'm trying to because I put it in the wrong spot.
Doodle got bored.
Did Doodle disconnect?
Yeah.
No.
I'm assuming it wasn't bored. It's probably had to go do things. All right, so the light blues are all the general Pulsar people. The dark blue, green, and pink are you and your allies. Dark blue being T-Dog. Red is Gas Mask Guy. And white is the man in white. Mr. Steel Dick.
Wait,
I'm
which
so
one's
good.
Gas Mask Guy?
The red one is Gas Mask Guy.
Oh, and the table is... Oh, so he's behind Gas Mask. That is not what you said earlier.
No, yes, sorry, no. The man in white is behind Gas Mask Guy, and a generic Pulsar is behind you.
That's not what you said earlier. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, my intent always was that the man in white was stood behind Gas Mask Guy.
Well, all right then.
Sorry. So what are you?
Is the green one 8?
What? Oh yes, that is your friend.
Okay. Yeah, so my plan was, before we entered combat, was to, since my feet were already propped against the table, I was gonna push the table into Gas Mask Guy, but use that momentum to like roll backwards into the guy behind me, who I assumed was Father White.
No, because earlier when you asked you about the room, I said that there was a guard stood behind you. I said there was a guard either side of the table and one behind you.
If you say so. And I roll into the guy behind me, like using the force from the table.
Mm-hmm.
To which I'm probably not going to achieve this all in one turn, but to which I plan on stealing his gun.
I mean, you get 2 actions in a turn. It's worth noting, you can recognize that they're all wielding, like, basically Tommy guns, energy Tommy guns. Like a high capacity, high fire rate, semi-automatic thing. Like, literally, it looks like a Tommy gun, and you recognize, like, the reason it has such a massive fucking, like cylinder off the bottom is this is a gun designed to fire at an incredibly high rate.
Yeah.
Hang on, headphones.
Damn it! I just remembered I only have one arm.
Yes, you do not have your robot arm.
Fuck. All right.
You can
well,
still
that-
use this gun one-handed, because you're a
Shit.
badass.
Wow. That I know, but that really tosses a huge wrench into what I was going to do before.
So, action 1 is to kick off the table, knocking him back, and action 2 is to steal a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit. Okay.
So we're gonna do a melee combat skill check to steal the gun of difficulty 1.
All right.
You have martial arts to level 1, right?
You just double check. Yeah.
Do you have anything else that would apply? You're missing an
no.
arm, which provides 1 disadvantage. You can ignore the disadvantage for a star point.
Would I have to spend a star point for every turn to do that?
Yes.
Okay, then. Yeah, all it does is take away my
It reduces your success range by 1, but you only need to get 1 out of 6 dice rolling. You only need 1 success. Well, 2 because of disadvantage.
I thought disadvantage just took away one of my die.
No, it takes away 1 success.
All right.
Advantage gives you an extra die to roll. Disadvantage makes 1 die automatic, or one of the succeeding dice change to a failure. The same as rolling a 1 does.
All right.
So no star points being spent.
Yeah.
You rolled a 10 and an 8 and a 1. The 10 burst into a 2, so it's a fail. So you got 2 successes. -1 from a crash, -1 from disadvantage. 0 successes, but if you spend 1 star point to remove either the 1 or the disadvantage, you pass. Do you want to spend the star point to pass?
Sure.
Alright. Oops. So yeah, you flip back, knock the guy over, and now you have a gun. And seeing that you are initiating combat, Seven immediately leaps forward onto Gas Mask Guy and gouges her thumbs into his eye sockets of his mask.
Yeah, I knew she wouldn't disappoint me.
And it's just like immediately her whole hand is driving into his mask, through his face and into his brain. So she just like punched through his skull basically, or his metal skull. Metal skull. And T-Dog is gonna stand up like a look of like, oh fuck, kind of look, you know?
Yeah.
So Gas Mask Guy is dead.
Where's Darwin in all this again?
They're behind the man in white. I didn't mark down Darwin or random NPCs because they're not actually gonna partake in combat. But they are. There's a bunch of random NPCs scattered around the room, of like the procession, and Darwin is in a tank behind the man in white.
The tank is.
He's above the tank of green liquid.
Okay.
And just a reminder, it's not just pulsars in here, but there's also, like I said, a procession of Darwin's followers. So yeah, she's immediately killing that guy. Good. What is T-Dog gonna do? T-Dog's definitely caught off at, like, the sudden switch to combat. He's like, oh no, like worried. He's like, what about my friends? And he's basically like stood in shock, not doing anything yet. We enter the next round of combat, and all of the pulsars are going to attempt, so there's 15 pulsars, really 14 armed pulsars. So half of them will attempt to unload on you, and half of them will attempt to unload on your friend. Actually, no, scratch that. They're all gonna get ready to unload on you, but the man in white is gonna grab your friend, and hold a gun to her and be like, drop the gun now!
Wait, he succeeded in grabbing her?
Or he's gonna attempt to, is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Hang on, let me do a roll. He grabs her and has a gun to her head and says, drop the gun now! But 8 is gonna wink at you. Giving you the sense that she has things under control. That being said, you have a choice of what you're gonna try and do. None of the pulsars are shooting yet because they think their boss has the situation in some degree of control. God damn it, fucking mess!
I dropped the gun.
Do you know how hard it is to... Oh, you're gonna actually drop the gun?
Well, she winked at me.
Alright. Do you know how hard it is to get bloodstains out of white? Fuck! It's gonna take so long for him to get sent back out here again, and I'm gonna be sitting here with my thumb up my ass in the meantime.
Actually, I do know how hard it is.
This is gonna be a real pain in my ass. I'm gonna be stuck here, or I already know my boss is gonna tell me to wait here until he gets a new copy of himself out here for us. Goddamn fucking scientist.
I know.
Well, I can't just let you go, you know that.
Really? After all we've been through together?
Simple fact is, I'm working for the Pulsars. And so long as they're here, I can get in trouble if you get away. And as he says that, he sort of like looks around the room. And then suddenly, 8 is gonna like contort her body, all of her joints bending the wrong way, to swing up and wrap around his face. And he's just immediate panic.
Like a face hugger?
Yeah, as he shoots a shot into the ceiling. And now all the pulsars are on guard again. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna pick up the gun again.
T-Dog is gonna turn around to rock the one by him and knock them out, like try and knock them out with his fists. So you grab the gun, and I'm gonna go ahead and say you have 2 actions, and that picking up the gun isn't gonna cost 1. What are you gonna do? This gun on burst fire mode fires 3d10 shots. So at minimum, you'll take out 3 targets if you burst fire, well, if you roll good. So hang on, so to do the this is an only automatic fire weapon, right?
Right.
So, when you shoot at an enemy with it, you will do a shoot check. If you successfully hit the enemy, you will hit them with 3d10 rounds. Right?
Right.
If you target multiple enemies, every additional target you aim at provides a disadvantage. But the shots are evenly spread across them. But also, so you know how I said I fire 3d10 rounds, right? So let me quickly give you an example of, let's say you tried to shoot all 14 of these guys, right? That means you will perform a normal shoot action, which you roll 6 dice for a shoot action, right?
Right.
But with 14 disadvantage. So I'm going to simulate a skill check for you right now. That's if you try and kill all of them with a single sweeping shot. So on the roll I just got... Oh man, this is a really good roll. I got 4 successes, which means I rolled -10. But it's not quite -10. Let me roll to see how many shots you got off. You just got off 18 shots with -10. So, first shot fires and misses. It's now -9. Second shot fires and misses. It's now -8. Third shot fires and misses. It's now -7. Next shot fires. We're now at -6. Another shot. So each shot increases your success range by 1 because you're just firing so many bullets. which means that despite rolling -4 there, that shot would have killed 8 of these guys. Does that make sense? I fired 18 shots with the automatic fire. Each shot is treated as having one more success than the last one, because as you're missing your shots, you're able to correct your aim while you're sweeping the gun. Is the idea. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's also because this is a gyro stabilizing gun, part of the big bulk of it.
Oh, that's good.
So, what do you want to do? How many of them do you want to try and shoot with your first action?
For now, none. I want to, now that I have the gun, I want to, like, roll under the table and then, like, pick it up in, like, a sideways position and, like, use it as cover.
Alright, okay, that's really clever. Which way do you aim the cover? Actually, that's not gonna matter. Because this whole room is considered one zone, I'm just gonna say that going forward, that cover will provide a significant buff to defending against all shots. Or all upcoming attacks. As everyone shoots at you.
Yeah.
And then with your next action, are you gonna shoot people?
It really depends on what my allies do.
Well, like I said, T-Dog is going to try and punch a guy in the face, and she is holding on to Father White.
Okay, well, that... Originally, I was going to shoot the tank of acid, but now I'm not so sure.
Alright, so what are you gonna do? Well, also keep in mind, there's a bunch of civilians in this room. Worshippers of Darwin.
Well, Barbara is...
Totally okay with collateral damage, I understand.
Barbara is worried about other things right now.
Alright. So what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna knock over the table for cover.
And your second action, I mean.
Oh, okay. I thought my first action was grabbing the gun.
No, I said that was a free action.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to shoot the one that isn't... That is, like, on our side of the cover.
You're only gonna shoot one?
Oh.
You can hit multiple people with one shot, potentially. Because because this weapon fires so many shots.
If I aim it at one person, though, I can, like, it'll increase my chances of, like, taking them out, though, right?
So, every additional target you aim at adds 1 disadvantage to your roll.
Okay, well then...
But this gun is also very good at hitting enemies even with disadvantage, because it fires so many shots that you might miss, like, half your shots. You'll still be fine with, like, the other vast majority of them, if that makes sense. Also, I should mention this is a 30-round gun.
Alright, I'm going to shoot specific targets. I wish... Okay. I want to shoot the one who's, like, not being covered by T-Dog, but is, like, on the same side of the building. The one immediately on the other side of the table.
I will say, positioning of the enemies doesn't really matter too heavily currently. Necessarily, aside from the guys by enemies can more or less freely move around because this is all considered a singular stage of combat, meaning it's all like, this whole room is treated as melee range, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, you don't need to worry too hard about specifying exact enemies you are attacking.
Oh.
Unless you're targeting Father White as one of the enemies.
Alright, okay. I'll target, like, 5 of them, then. If it really doesn't matter.
Alright. Give me just a moment. I'm, getting a ammo tracker up, but because it's a 30-round gun, Takes me it's taking me a second. Do. Hang on, I'm about to update the UI with the very, very big ammo bar. Oh, hang on, the UI disappeared. OBS, why'd you lose the UI? Bring it back. OBS is having an aneurysm. There we go, I got it back. Yes, so. How you want to hit 5 targets?
Yeah.
That means you get 5 disadvantage. You rolled 2 successes and a 1. Which means you are currently at...
But I have gunmanship.
Yeah, I rolled for the gunmanship.
Oh.
So that's 2. You're at -4. But let's see how many shots you get off. 16 shots, so -4, -3, -2, -1, 0. You easily take out all 5 guys.
I don't get that, but okay, I'll take it.
So you fired 16 shots.
Yeah, okay.
So, what I'm saying is, like, when you fired, initially you got -4, right? Just on the base roll. But every bullet that comes out of this gun increases your success range by 1. So the first bullet had -1, the second had -3, the third had -2, the fourth had -1, the fifth had 0, and the sixth had 1, meaning it hit its target.
Okay, I can.
That's how that works. That's why you're able to kill all 5 targets with that. Well, so you said you wanted to make sure one of them was the guy behind cover.
Yep.
Who else were you really hoping to get?
The one that is closest to 8.
Yeah, I got that one. The one closest to you, I presume?
Yes.
And 2 by the door? Or is it just arbitrary?
3. Oh, sorry about that. 3 that are like closest to T-Dog. The one that's not
that he's not punching. 3
yeah,
closest
those
to him that
aren't
he's
the
not
ones.
punching.
Yeah, those
Alright.
aren't the ones that you're. Oh wait, there's a delay.
Yeah. I know which ones you mean. So you quickly sweep across the room firing. A bunch of your shots just ricochet and hit walls, but you kill your targets. All the people the civilians have their heads down now because they're scared. And now the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemies are all gonna shoot at you. Let's see if they make it through the door. I mean, through the table. So, they begin lighting up the table as you crouch behind it. And they do, in fact, shred the table, but they don't actually hit you. A few of the bullets, like, grazing past you, reducing your stamina meter. Or your luck meter. Well, luck meter. I'm gonna stick with the term luck meter. Reducing your luck meter. But that also increases your adrenaline.
Yes.
So... Now the next round, the enemies are all gonna try, or he successfully just fucking ducked one out and now is holding its gun, the guy's gun. T-Dog is gonna turn around and join you in shooting them. Meanwhile, 8, she is choking out, Steel.
God, that's hot.
She has her thighs wrapped around his neck.
God, that's hot. Sorry, this is Barbara. And maybe a little bit me.
I just want a woman who can actually murder me. I want a woman who.
And then I realized this
will.
is live.
I want a woman who will leave me as not the same person after spending 8 hours with me. I want to actually be physically disabled after my time with the woman.
Look,
Yo.
if you can tell me a better way to die, I'm all ears. But
Damn, you guys want to be stepped on by a woman? That's crazy.
Oh no,
bro.
I don't want to be stepped on. Feet are gross. I just want to be choked to death with her thighs.
let's move on. What a splendid idea.
Ooh, mommy, don't step on me.
Get out of here! No, stop it!
I assume your remaining
No.
2 actions are going to be spent shooting and killing these guys?
Unless I think of something else.
I'm gonna be real. With you having 2 actions and T-Dog having his actions and how few guys there are and they're just goons, you guys mow them down.
Rat-a-tat-tat. Okay.
And then you turn around just as Steel throws 8 off of, Wordsworth, just as Steel throws 8 off of him, and,
Not
he's
Daddy White.
What?
Not Daddy White.
Yes. So he's okay still, but he, like, and then he looks up for a moment, and he has his gun in his hand, you both have guns pointed at him, and he holsters his revolver. Well, it looks like the people who are employing me to stop you from leaving are all seem to be dead. What a shame that I was the sole survivor of this encounter. I'll have to let my informants know that you escaped and I just didn't know where you got off to.
Now what's in it for us letting you actually go?
I'll be real, I really just don't want to die. But I'll tell you what, he looks over, it's like, you still willing to help their friends out? Look into the naked blonde woman stood on the tightrope. Oh yes, I will bring all of them into my fold and make them fully human. This large of an increase in workforce will be very beneficial for us.
This is Darwin speaking?
Yes, because now they're a woman after going in the acid and then rebuilding their body.
Okay, to be honest, I kind of lost track of where Father White stopped talking and Darwin started.
What? But Father White sounds like this, and Darwin sounded like this. Oh, are they not distinct?
What was well, not then.
I
Sorry.
can't believe we're the same person. That's crazy. He's transgender now.
Or maybe it was Darwin talking the whole time and he just very briefly looked exactly like Father White.
So Father White was the one he was like I'll tell you what.
Barbara's like, which one do I shoot?
I'll tell you what. Naked blonde woman on tightrope and man in a white cowboy spacesuit. I don't.
Which
they
one
look
do I
exactly
fuck?
the same.
Hello, which one do I fuck? That's crazy. I'm cooked.
Sorry.
I'm dead.
That was in character.
I really wish I had like the skeleton falling apart sound effect on hand in that moment. Just go,
Like
I'm
a
dead.
xylophone.
There's like one that's used in all the memes. But anyway, yeah, he's just like, he looks to Darwin and he's like, you still willing to help their friends out? He's like,
Oh.
yeah, and Darwin's just like, yeah, or give them humanity? Or give them humanity? Of course. Their addition to our workforce will be a great bolster for our community and will help us to defend ourselves better should the corporations come looking. Good.
I looked at T-Dog and see if like this, and like wondering if like this brings off any red flags for him.
Yeah, and T-Dog seems really like, oh. And now, listen. If I'm dead, there won't be anyone to help smooth over negotiations with the Pulsars. And there's a very strong chance they might just go scorched earth on this place, calling it a lost cause. But I might be able to convince them that this community is worth keeping alive and giving supply runs to. Way I see it, he starts looking. This is a plot of hidden fertile land on a radioactive planet. Y'all could really easily grow some unique crops that the Pulsars would be interested in, if you catch my meaning.
Out of character, I don't.
You think the Pulsars
I'm
will want
dumber
to,
than Barbara.
You think the Pulsars will want to use us for drug farming? It seems likely, and especially with your ability to do what you do to genetics and all that. I'm sure you'd be able to create something they'd be happy with. And I can be the middleman on that. And without me, there wouldn't be a middleman to talk with the Pulsars, and like I said, things go a little south for your friends here.
This is the second standalone session where we start a drug commune.
What do you say? Leave me alive? And I mean, I've done right by you so far, haven't I? I ain't your enemy.
He says, hoping that I forgot about the cyborgs.
I ain't your enemy, Barbara. You and me are on the same side.
Which is?
No side. We're both freelancers, mercenaries. These schmucks points to or motions to some of the dead Pulsars. There's actually one Pulsar who's not dead because you guys only knocked him out. These schmucks, they're just a paycheck for me.
Hey, 8, I think there's one still alive. Could you,
Well, hang on. One still being alive can help smooth over the conversations. He's unconscious, I pick him up, I tell him that, or I can feed him a whole story about how I chased y'all and you escaped on a ship. And right now, you got your pick of Pulsar ships. As he kneels down to one of the bodies that you shot and pulls out their keys and tosses them to you. Just don't take my ship.
damn. I cannot.
You can totally start unloading on this guy right now. I know Veneer wants to unload on him. Yo!
Hello? What do you mean? Staring you aggressively.
You gotta be shooting him. Shooting ropes!
You wildin'. Boy, you wild.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I shoot him.
You're gonna start shooting him?
Yeah. Barbara starts shooting him.
Alright, let's do a skill check of shooting. Hang on. hang on. Holy. Oh, I should say, hitting him is a level 5 check. Are you spending anything?
I'm gonna spend 2 of my star points.
Also, I'm gonna say you had time to cool off your gun during the conversation and get it to full charge. Oh, I meant to give you a star point earlier when you made me laugh out loud with your joke, so I'm gonna just
Yay.
remove 1 and give you, say you spent 2, yeah. You got 5 successes and 1. Oh wait, a goal. Star die can't crash and fail. So yeah, you successfully are gonna start unloading on him. Let's see how many shots you fire off. 14 shots. 1, 2, 3. And he's very much like, you know, sounds of pain. What do you do with your second action? I will say he's now, or actually, that was the initiator of combat there. So we're now going to say 2 actions exist. Oh, what the fuck? Why did the? God damn it, OBS! Stop making the UI disappear. So now combat is going to begin again. He's going to attempt to shoot the gun out of your hands and run. What are you going to do with your 2 actions?
Fire again.
With both?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna do a quick check of something.
Actually, I wanna fire again with one of my second turns.
Mm-hmm.
And then use martial arts for the third one.
Third one?
I thought you said I had 2 more actions after I shot him 14 times.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. This is the start of a new round of the first official round of combat, so you have 2 actions. You're gonna shoot and martial arts him.
Yep.
So I just did a check to see what happened first. You raise your gun to shoot him, and he's gonna shoot the gun from your hand, like he was trying to do.
Oh, so those 14 hits didn't actually...
No, this is after the 14 hits hit him.
Oh, okay.
You very clearly injured him, by the way. But I will roll the martial arts
14
attack.
shots injured him.
I mean,
I guess he is a named character, so...
And not 100% of them, like, land. You know, you pepper them across him, he's also wearing armor and shit. Some of them more so hit, like, the wall around him, because this is a fucking, like shaky Tommy gun-ass gun. You know?
Do I, like, shoot, like, his hat off of him?
The hat is part of his helmet.
Oh. So it's not like L.A. Noire.
You know, he has a space helmet that, like, is framed, it, like, has the shape of a cowboy hat in the space helmet. If that makes sense.
Well...
So, like...
More or less. I know what you're saying. Hey, look who's back.
Here's my very shitty drawing of how... Hang on, that's too shitty. Give me a second.
Hello, other nerd.
I'm guessing Zoodle will rejoin the call.
Yes.
So, like, His suit is kind of like this. Oops. Why? Why? What is... Oh, that's why. And then... And like the brim of the hat wraps all the way around, but it's also kind of just molded into the helmet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's not the part I was curious about. I knew what you were saying. I meant it didn't make sense from a utilitarian perspective.
You think a man in a sci-fi world is dressing as a cowboy for utilitarian purposes? He has the tail feathers of a trench coat also coming out of his spacesuit. His spacesuit is cut
I can't believe I ever went on a date with him.
It is simultaneously a full-body cowboy outfit and a spacesuit. All one big piece of outfit. But yeah. Yeah, you're gonna do a martial arts attack on him?
Yep.
You have martial arts training, right?
Yep.
It is level 5 to land a hit on him. Star points or no? Or do you want to use adrenaline?
Yes.
Yes to which one?
And, oh, fuck you. Can't I use both?
You can use both.
1 star point, and adrenaline.
You got 4 successes and a dice break.
How many to break to get rid of the dice break?
1 to remove the dice break, but then you'd still be missing your hit on with 1 point. So you could spend your 2 star points to maybe. Oh no, you wouldn't even be able to get enough star points. So currently you cannot even pass it.
I'm not funny enough.
Alright, so you run at you go to shoot him more, he shoots the gun out of your hand, and then you run at him, and he like, you know, you guys like karate, like you start throwing like punches and kicks at him, and he you know, blocks it all and starts backs towards the door, and then gunshots hit the wall near you guys, and you know, almost hitting you. Do you look at where the gunshots came from? Do you look at where... Oh, hang on. Why can't I hear? What the fuck? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I probably wasn't close enough to the mic.
No, my headphone wire is fucking up. That's what it is. Are you gonna look at where the shots came from?
Yeah, where did they come from?
T-Dog had attempted to shoot him and missed. So... He's like, gives you like shrugs, like, sorry, I'm sorry, kind of movement.
He's level 5. What can I do?
And his second action takes him outside. You have 2 actions. What do you do? Oh, I should mention, the way the ship landed, the only way on and off the this ship is by here via your shipping ship. I forgot to draw.
Be honest,
also.
I only opened fire on him because I thought he would be as easy to kill as the other henchmen.
Yeah, nah, they're goons. They're your generic cannon fodder that drop in 1 shot. He has 3 hit points, each with 10 luck, just like you guys. Meaning you would need to deal 30 damage to him.
God damn it.
Gas Mask Guy has a special rule, or Gas Mask Guy has a special rule set to him in that, he's the same way of you need to deal 30 damage, unless a singular attack does a high enough damage on its own, you can 1-hit shot him. He's basically super susceptible to critical hits.
I'm probably surrounded by Tommy guns at this point.
Yes. You also only have 1 arm.
That's all I need.
Are you gonna pick up one and
Well,
run after
I'd like
him?
the other one. Yeah.
Alright, so you... One action to grab the gun, one action to run out.
Yeah.
And as you get out, he is already deep into the cornfield and out of sight. Do you want to try and do tracking? I mean, you have a guess as to where he's running.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna start running for the location with your next two actions?
Yeah.
You don't know where in the field he is, he's just in it. So you run here, you know, 1, 2, 1, 2.
And if I see my arm,
and
I
just
already
as,
established it takes forever to put on.
just as you're getting here, you see his whole ship starts to decouple from yours. Like releasing the truck you're in, and he's flying away.
I unload every shot I can into his ship.
Yeah, you can very clearly tell it has an energy shield that's just absorbing the blasts. But you still do it, I'm sure, right?
What?
Clearly,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's more out of rage than out of actually thinking you can take down a ship with a Tommy gun.
Yeah. And just hoping like, I hope this makes him need to stop at a refueling station slightly earlier than he intended, thus delaying his trip, thus inconveniencing him. Fuck, I really fucked up, didn't I?
What do you mean?
Oh, now he's gonna come back with a big old army.
I mean, you also have a big old army sitting on the ground next to you. He decoupled from your ship. He let you keep the Geno soldiers.
That's true, but I mean, they probably don't want to be bodyguards. I mean, I have to ask them first. Do
Do you make your way back over to the church building?
Yeah, dropping the gun and picking up my arm.
Yeah, you go back over, and as you walk in, your friends are stood there alongside another person who you do not recognize.
Could it be Darwin in a different appearance?
It's a large-built black man.
So it could be Darwin in another appearance. Is that you, Darwin?
Yeah. And then T-Dog, did you get him?
I look at him. I'm sorry.
It's alright. My brother and are all still here.
Yeah. And
8 looks
Darwin.
8 looks at Darwin. Did you really take the bomb out of me? I believe so. And she looks at you. She's like, there was a bomb in my neck. If I went off mission, if I tried to leave this planet without permission, it would have gone off.
Bomb! Fuck, I could have used that.
They threw it off somewhere into the field.
Oh, I was there. Fuck. Oh well.
But now I'm free. Well, I'm more than willing to help treat your friends and make them human. But you still have your end of the bargain to hold up. I can sense now the magnetic field growing. Your friends have placed the stone at the next town over. You only have one more to put in place.
And that's the price?
I'll begin treating them now. I trust you'll hold through to your end of the deal.
I nod. I'm sorry for all the trouble I brought down on you, but
Trouble?
I couldn't make a deal with them.
There has been no trouble at all. We already made a deal with the Pulsars. They wished only to speak to you when you showed up, and they said that they'd be more than willing to provide us with supplies and keep our location hidden from the corporations that seek to destroy us.
I can't imagine they're the forgiving type. Oh, wait a minute. That reminds me.
Hmm?
I go to the one that's still alive, and I just
Pop
I
his head.
yeah.
Jeez. Very violent.
Anyways, as I was saying, I can't imagine they're the forgiving type.
Such a shame. I would love to make use of all this biological matter, but I feel as though the pulsars would want their friends' bodies back. But yeah, he's like, looks at that, he's like, anyway.
And
Is that-
as we're discussing this, I'm very meticulously screwing in like the
the arm.
my arm, and again doing it with my left hand, so it's not that easy.
You're a friend of Hopper, or so you must be one of Hopper and T-Dog's other friends.
Yeah.
Nods. Words. They are likely still in the town where the stone was placed. New Austin. You can feel free to take one of the Pulsar's ships there, and if they ask, well, I'll say exactly what the man in white had claimed. You did not agree to the deal. You attacked and killed all of them, and you left on a ship, the man in white pursuing you.
Thank you. I go up to Darwin and I hug them.
You hug the big naked man.
Not like it would be the first time.
T-Dog, he's like... He looks at the pod longingly for a moment. He's like, I think I want to stay here. Just for now, while all my brethren are being awoken. I want to be there for them as it happens.
I smile at him. I understand. Really, I do. I'm a little jealous, to be honest, but...
I mean, you could stick around with me and watch if you want, but I'm sure your friends are waiting for you. Our friends are waiting for you.
Yeah. I mean, you could record it. But...
Do we have a camera? Looks around, everybody give him a look of like,
looks at Darwin. Can I? Darwin just shakes her head like, oh, okay.
He
Great secret.
He pulls you and 8 into a big hug. I'll miss you too. Get your mission done and get back here lickety split, alright?
8 is probably confused as fuck right now.
Thank you again, Barbara. You've done so much for me. If you need any supplies before you go, simply let me or my followers know, and we will gladly provide for you.
Thank you, T-Dog. And when this whole stone business is done, we'll come back and see what you need. Or I will. You know, with your newfound freedom, you know, you can do whatever you want.
He nods. Yeah. Whatever I want. Huh. Smiles.
Speaking of which... Oh, sorry.
You go ahead.
I was gonna look to 8 and said... I could, you know... We always did want to escape together. What do you say?
Didn't we? She holds her head looking confused. Yeah, let's go. And she's gonna follow you as you go and get into one of the Pulsar ships.
Yeah.
And you take flight to, head off and catch up with your friends.
Yeah.
And...
Oh!
Hang on.
Sorry, what was that, Mackenzie? I didn't get that.
sorry. That is going to be the end of this episode of Shadow Space.
All right. Keep your eye on a bright pink Roach class ship. You can't miss it. Any other color, it's someone else's.
Yeah, I hope everybody has enjoyed this episode. End cards will be appearing in just a moment, and next episode we should have the two teams reunite. So yay!
Woo! Hold on.
Harem.
What is being held on for?
I can't hear.
Why can't you hear those sound effects? I can.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's only at you or something.
No, you probably have it muted.
I'm looking at it. It doesn't say mute soundboard.
Huh.
Like it's not checked.
Did you turn the soundboard down?
I don't know how
Anyway,
to find out.
I'm back to ending the
Anyway.
episode. Yeah, hope everybody's enjoyed it. Next Shadow Space will have the teams get reunited. Hey, by the time this has gone live, Hero Infinite will have already begun. So go check out my other series, Hero Infinite. It's a superhero tabletop campaign where everyone's playing superheroes. It's cool and fun. Tristan is going to be in it, playing a character that I'm not going to clarify details on yet.
Oh gosh, I can't wait to be to meet you all.
Doodle's playing another robot again.
Yeah.
Veneer is playing another horrific abomination.
Hi.
He's cute.
And
Listen.
Greg, who's not here but plays Max, is going to be in it, playing the character, playing a government super soldier character in the vein of Master Chief, and even Jade, who played Torian in the earlier sessions of this, is going to be coming back for that campaign, playing the role of a pop star superhero.
Oh my god!
And on top of that, we're gonna have a whole bunch of other heroes and stuff, and there's great things, and the whole campaign is gonna be full of copyright infringement. It's great. Watch episode 0 to see what I mean by that.
Copyright infringement. A way to end it off.
I'm gonna get
yes.
sued! Yeah.
Listen, if you're not making money on it, it's fine.
Support me on Ko-fi for extra background information and things relating to the tabletop campaigns. Love all
Yeah,
you very, very much, and ta-ta for now.